Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, today we're going to have a seminar in English language teaching, and the topic today is what you're going to present in your seminar. Okay, the seminar proposal especially. Now we have Aisha and Dinda to present the material. We go to Aisha first. Time is yours, Aisha, please.
Ma'am,
Yes.
pakai PowerPoint-nya ma'am yang share atau saya, ma'am?
Bisa Aisyah tidak? Ini saya belum terbuka soalnya yang apa namanya WhatsApp-nya belum bisa saya download.
Bisa dijadikan host, ma'am?
Oh, I see. Di sini belum di-share. Tidak perlu jadi OC. Sudah, silakan.
Sudah terlihat, ma'am? Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So today I would like to presenting about my PowerPoint. According to what I have read in the Google and what I have asking to the senior, I have asking to Kak Dora. She said yang dipresentasikan ketika seminar itu bisa diambil dari bab 1 dan bab 3. Jadi saya ambil dari bab 1 dan bab 3. So the first is introduction. Jadi bisa memperkenalkan diri terlebih dahulu untuk sebelum mempresentasikan seminar, mempresentasikan proposal, menggunakan perkenalkan nama, kemudian judul, dan itu. Oke, selanjutnya saya mengambil background of the research. Jadi yang harus dipresentasikan adalah background atau latar belakang penelitian. Dan ini adalah this is the example of the background of the research. Contohnya adalah English is very important as an international language. Dan the example saya ambil dari proposal di mata kuliah apa? Saya lupa. Intinya ambil di
Mata kuliah research.
Iya, ma'am.
Ya, bisa di full kan? Can you make it in full screen? The PowerPoint.
Oh. Okay, ma'am. I forgot. Sudah, ma'am? Oke, setelah background, selanjutnya ada problem statement. Nah, ini yang harus ada di seminar proposal atau di PowerPoint ketika proposal. Kemudian setelah itu ada the objective of the research. objective of the research atau tujuan penelitian. And then this is the example of the objective of the research. The objective of this research is to find out whether or not the implementation of mnemonic can increase the English vocabulary achievement of the 7th grade students of SMP Negeri 2 Rio Pakava. And next is significance of the research. Selanjutnya adalah significance atau manfaat, dan here is the example of the significance of the research. So the significance atau tujuan atau manfaat dari research ini, the findings of this research, the findings of this research are expected to be useful for bermanfaat untuk students can improve their vocabulary achievement, and the second is expected to good input and useful information for the teacher, and also the third is the for the researcher is gets experience from this research and improves her knowledge. And the next slide is we have a scope of the research. Scope of the research. Jadi scope of the research adalah jangkauan penelitian. And this is the example. And the next slide, we have definition of mnemonic. Sorry. Ini adalah definisi dari judul proposal yang saya ambil. Tekniknya, dan this is the definition. So mnemonic is tricks to help retrieve items or rules that are stored in memory and that are not yet automatically retrievable. Jadi ini adalah definisinya. Kemudian in the next slide ada research design. Dan ini adalah contohnya yang bisa diambil di proposal. Kemudian setelah research design ada research instrument, and this is the example of research instrument. Research instrument is perangkat yang digunakan untuk melaksanakan penelitian. Kemudian in the next slide we have technique of collecting data. Jadi technique of collecting data adalah teknik yang digunakan untuk mengumpulkan data. Misalnya menggunakan tes, kemudian questionnaire dan sebagainya. Tes itu bisa pre-test atau post-test. Kemudian teknik of data analysis. Ini adalah analisis data. Bagaimana researcher menganalisa data, misalnya menggunakan teknik dari apa namanya itu? Intinya teknik of data analysis ini adalah bagaimana researcher menganalisa datanya, data yang sudah dikumpulkan, yang didapat dari sini, teknik of collecting data. Kemudian in the next slide ada research schedule. Yang saya baca di Google, salah satu yang harus dilampirkan ketika melaksanakan presentasi proposal yaitu research schedule. Ini adalah contoh research schedule yang saya ambil dari Google. So I think that's all from me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Aisyah, for the presentation. I will give comment after Dinda's presentation. Okay, so if there is the same problem, that we can comment it in one time. Okay, Dinda, it is your time.
Ma'am, but I can share.
Yeah,
my
I haven't been able to open the WhatsApp web, so I can ask Aisha to share it, maybe, please.
Of course.
Until now, the WhatsApp web still not open. It's loading.
Okay, ma'am. Let me download the PowerPoint.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, I will say thank you so much for the place that giving to
Wait, Dinda, your
PPT.
connection is not
Let
good.
me introduce myself first. My name is Dinda Putri, and today I will. Yes, ma'am.
Your connection,
Yes,
maybe,
ma'am.
yeah, it's not
Can
so
you
good.
hear me? Wait. Can you hear me now, ma'am?
You can try.
Hello? Hello, ma'am?
Yeah, you can try now.
Okay. Okay, let me introduce myself first. My name is Dinda Putri, and today I will explain a little bit my experience about research proposal content. This material based on my experience when I passed seminar proposal in ICT program. So next, please. Next, please. Okay. The essence of this material of the preparation of this proposal is explain the research topic, agenda of activities, benefits, and also the cost plan or budget. Jadi materi yang ada di slide ini itu berfokus pada topik dari penelitian, agenda kegiatannya, hasil yang dicapai dari proposal ini, dan juga biaya atau budget yang akan kita gunakan dalam penelitian. Jadi, however, to be more detailed, here are the points in the proposal content that must be included and explained properly. The first one is introduction. The first content is introduction that is included in the first chapter. The introduction explains why the research was conducted and what the results are to be achieved from the research. This is confident at the beginning to explain for the first page of the proposal the level of urgency or the importance of the research to be carried out. It is hoped that the contents of the proposal can be read from this introductory chapter, so it needs to be stated clearly. The next is the background of the research, which is also included in the first chapter along with the introduction. As the name implies, the background explains the reason behind the choice of the research topic. Researchers can explain the reason carefully, ideally using clear and correct reason. However, it is also possible to use personal experience and judgment as a background. For example, here I have some example, like when the lecturer took the topic of the impact of diabetes on the mental health of the family. The background can be from personal experience when one parent has diabetes. So this research was conducted. Next, please. Okay, the content of the next research proposal is the formulation of the problem. The problem formulation is usually in the form of a list of questions that are the reason why the research topic is chosen. For example, asking question about what is diabetes, how does it affect the patient, what is the impact of the patient family, what is the right solution to keep the patient family mentally, and so on. And the next is research objective, the content of which is sufficient to explain the answer to the question in the problem formulation, so that the purpose of the research is clear, namely as answering the various questions behind the selection of research topic. And the benefit, and the next one, the benefits of research also need to be included in the proposal that will be submitted to the research research fund provider. So through this section, researchers can explain the importance and great benefit if the research results are found. So in our proposal, in the seminar proposal, we also explain about the results benefits. Next, please. Okay. Next is the literature review chapter. So we jump up to the chapter 2 in our proposal. In this chapter, the researchers describe the various research methods and theories that will be used, so that they are relevant to the research conducted. So there is a process to explain the research theory in the theoretical foundation. foundation chapter, which is then used as a research basic so that the research carried out is. And the next one, the theoretical foundation, is the content of the next chapter in the research proposal. Namely, all theories of previous research result that can be used as a basis for research, not the strangers to research topic taken. Without the theoretical basic, the research topic is considered less relevant, does not have a level of urgency, and also cannot be implemented. So that the theoretical basis is important in order to strengthen the data and content of the purpose of proposal. The next one is research methods. Researchers certainly use a certain method. This method needs to be explained in the research proposal. Of course, it goes into a special chapter, namely the research method chapter. The content explains the types of research methods used and the reasons why these methods are used, so that the research carried out is clear and structured because it has chosen the most appropriate method. Jadi di chapter research method ini dalam seminar proposal kita akan menjelaskan terkait metode penelitian apa yang kita gunakan dan metode yang kita gunakan itu memang betul-betul cocok untuk kita gunakan dalam dalam penelitian kita. Jadi dalam membuat proposal penelitian tidak serta-merta kita dapat menggunakan metode yang tidak sesuai dengan penelitian yang kita akan lakukan, seperti itu. Next, please. Okay, the next one is research framework. The content of the next research proposal is the research framework chapter. In simple terms, this chapter is a summary of all the chapter in the proposal, which are explained more briefly and clearly. Jadi bagian research framework ini merupakan rangkuman dari segala bagian-bagian yang sebelumnya, tetapi lebih singkat, padat dan jelas. And the last is the closing chapter that called cover, which contain the conclusion of the purpose research activity plan. In addition to containing conclusion, this chapter also contains a bibliography that includes all the reference that form the basis of the research. Jadi chapter yang terakhir itu merupakan chapter cover atau penutup, yang dimana di dalam chapter penutup ini terdapat kesimpulan dari seluruh proposal kita. Terus di dalamnya juga terdapat daftar pustaka dan juga bibliografi dari peneliti sebelumnya yang kita gunakan sebagai data-data pendukung dalam proposal penelitian yang kita buat. Next, please. Okay, in making research proposal, it is necessary to pay attention to the structure, so that it is in accordance with exciting rules. In addition, it is important to choose or arrange the title of the proposal properly and correctly. Jadi isi dari keseluruhan seminar proposal kita ini merupakan penjelasan secara rinci, detail, dengan judul yang kita angkat seperti itu. Jadi isi dari proposal kita ini merupakan penjelasan dari judul yang kita angkat seperti itu. I think that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kayaknya jelek jaringan.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you, Dinda, for your presentation, both of you. Well, in some part, Dinda's presentation filled in what Aisha already explained. In some part, what Aisha has been explained is telling Dinda what should be presented in a seminar proposal. Well, actually, as what has been stated by Aisha at the beginning of her presentation, what should be presented in seminar proposal actually only the first chapter and the third chapter. Okay, only the first chapter and the third chapter. And which one of it, okay, which one of the chapter I will show you here. Maybe you should, do you already have the guidance book for writing your proposal and your scriptsy? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, I'll show you here. Okay, so in the first chapter, what you're going to present is the introduction, some part of introduction, okay, means in the point, because it's PowerPoint, right? Not the whole paragraph. Wait, yeah, my baby is having poo. Wait a bit, Jasmine. Okay, so it's only the point. What should be the introduction means the first part is the background of the research, yeah, why you choose the research, what happened, for example, in the class. Maybe that's, you only put the point, not a full sentence, not a full paragraph. Okay, like what we have discussed in the last meeting. What you put is not something that you read fully, but maybe a phrase, yeah, or two phrases, and you explain it in your own word. After a background, problem statement, okay, objective of the research, and then significance of the research. What the difference of objective of the research and significance of the research? Yeah, I can see that Aisha already put objective, okay, significance, yeah, while Dinda write on her presentation was the benefit of the research. Okay, objective is the purpose of the research, why we do the research, yeah, what will be the last point of the research, yeah, when we make a question to find out the ability of some students, means the the problem question maybe how is the ability of the student, okay, then the objective will be to find out the ability of the student. That's why we do the research. While the significance that we talk about here is the benefit. If we do the research, who will be benefit from the research? Maybe the researcher also, the teachers maybe, okay, the students maybe, or other researcher. So that's significance of the research, ya. Jadi objektif dengan signifikan itu berbeda. Ini sudah kita bahas sebelumnya di research ya, di mata kuliah research. Okay, and then hypothesis. If your research is quantitative, yeah, or like experimental, okay, we will have, or correlation, maybe we will have a hypothesis of research. Okay, and then scope of the research. Okay, we limit our research so it doesn't go too far or too